Welcome to the video on Chapter 2, Solving Inequalities with Multiplying and Dividing. In our previous lesson, we needed to add or subtract in order to find our answer. For today's, we'll be solving using multiplying and dividing. And there's an important piece we must know. When you multiply or divide by a negative number, your symbol flips to the opposite symbol. So this is important. When you multiply or divide by, this means if the number with the letter is negative, we will flip the symbol. That is because in order to solve it, we are going to have to multiply or divide. Now, let's take a look at what that's going to look like. Here's our first example. This time I did not cover them up first because we're still following all the same steps we've done before. This is just like solving equations, only this time we're going to have to pay attention to our inequality symbol, as well as make sure the answer is on the left and graph on a number line. So let's take a look. Negative 3/7 times r is less than 21. Whenever I see a fraction, I must multiply to get rid of it, and I am multiplying by the reciprocal. So I'm multiplying by negative 7/3. On the left, it's nice because it becomes just r. But since I am multiplying by a negative, my symbol now flips. Instead of less than, it is greater than. Now we'll go ahead and simplify the right. 21 can become 21 over 1. And now we can go ahead and see if I can reduce anything. Well, the 21 on top and the 3 on bottom, the 21 reduces to 7, and the 3 reduces to 1. 7 times negative 7 is negative 49, leaving you with my answer. R is greater than negative 49. Let's go ahead and write this in set builder notation. We'll say that our answer is any number r as long as r is greater than negative 49. And then I will finish it by making my number line. For this one, let's start by counting by ones. My symbol for this is greater than. It is not equal to, so I'm going to use open circle. And since it's greater than, I'm going to shade to the right. Let's go ahead and look at two more examples to try out what we've learned. Negative 1/2 times n is less than or equal to 6. When I see a fraction, again, I must multiply. And I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. For negative 1/2, the reciprocal is negative 2 over 1. So multiplying by negative 2 over 1. On the left, it reduces to n. Since I'm multiplying by negative 2 over 1, my symbol becomes the opposite. Instead of negative, I apologize, instead of less than or equal to, it is now greater than or equal to. And I must go ahead and multiply. 6 times negative 2 is negative 12. We'll write that in set builder notation. Our answer is any number n, as long as n is greater than or equal to negative 12. And now we'll go ahead and put it on the number line. Negative 12 is where I'll start. And I'll go ahead and count this one by 2's just to be different. I look and it's greater than or equal to, so I'll have a closed circle. Greater than means I shade it to the right. One more example. Negative 42 is greater than or equal to 6r. In order to get rid of the 6 in front of the r, this time I divide by a positive 6. And this is what I want you to hear me say. I divide by a positive 6. That means my symbol does not change to its opposite. I can go ahead and simplify. Negative 42 over 6 is negative 7. So even though my answer is a negative number, I didn't divide by a negative. So my symbol does not become the opposite. Now this will change with the following. Remember, I need to have my letter on the left side. So I need to take the R, move it to the left, and when I do that, then I have to flip everything around. R is less than or equal to negative 7. And that is what I need for my answer. We'll go ahead and write this in set builder notation. Our answer is any number R, as long as R is less than or equal to negative 7. And I'll go ahead and put that on the number line. Negative 7, negative 5. I'm just going to count by odd numbers. I have a closed circle on 7. And this time it's less than. So I'm going to shade this to the left. Next, I have these two questions. I would like you to copy these into your notebook and solve them on your own. I will not be putting solutions on this video. Bring these two to class tomorrow with any questions you may have.